In the shadows of Hitler's Reich, beyond the names that history remembers, operated a vast network of executioners. Today, we bring to light another 10 individuals, lesser-known Nazis, who helped fuel the machinery of death. These were not just faceless bureaucrats. They were architects of horror, each responsible for rivers of blood. Their names may have faded, but their deeds demand remembrance. Hans Aumeier served as deputy commandant of Auschwitz. Known for his brutality, he implemented strict punishments, including mass executions. He was responsible for enforcing deadly work quotas and personally oversaw selections for the gas chambers. Before Auschwitz, Aumeier served at Dachau and Sachsenhausen. His cruelty was consistent: systematic floggings, lethal forced labor, and arbitrary shootings. After the war, he was tried by a Polish court and hanged in 1948. Fritz Klein was a physician at Auschwitz and later at Bergen-Belsen. Instead of healing, he used his medical knowledge to select prisoners for extermination. He viewed Jews as a disease and justified their eradication with grotesque logic. Witnesses testified to his calm demeanor during mass selections, where he chose who would live and who would die. He was tried at the Belsen trials and executed in 1945. Elisabeth Volkenrath supervised female prisoners at Auschwitz and Bergen-Belsen. Survivors recalled her as violent and indifferent, beating inmates and sending many to their deaths. She participated in selections and enforced brutal discipline with a cold detachment. She rose to the position of Oberaufseherin, head overseer. Volkenrath was hanged after being convicted at the Belsen trials. As deputy commandant of Sobibor, Johann Niemann was a key figure in the extermination of Jews. He managed the arrival of transports, organized selections, and oversaw executions. He was notorious for his brutality and arrogance. During the Sobibor uprising in October 1943, he was one of the first SS men killed by the revolting prisoners, a rare moment of justice. Paul Blobel led Sonderkommando 4A of Einsatzgruppe C, responsible for the Babi Yar massacre in Ukraine, where over 33,000 Jews were shot over 2 days. He later developed methods for disposing of mass graves to hide evidence of genocide. Blobel supervised the gruesome Operation 1005, exhuming and burning corpses across Eastern Europe. Tried at Nuremberg, he was sentenced to death and executed in 1951. Karl Gebhardt was Hitler's personal physician and a high-ranking SS doctor. At Ravensbrück, he conducted experiments on female prisoners, injecting bacteria, performing amputations, and refusing anesthesia. These experiments led to death, deformity, and unbearable pain. Gebhardt was convicted at the doctor's trial and executed in 1948. Ludwig Fischer was the Nazi governor of Warsaw. He enforced anti-Jewish laws, ordered mass deportations to Treblinka, and oversaw public hangings meant to terrorize the population. Fischer played a central role in the destruction of the Warsaw Ghetto and brutal suppression of the 1944 uprising. Tried in Poland, he was executed in 1947. Gerhard Bohne was a lawyer and key administrator of Action T4, the Nazi euthanasia program that killed tens of thousands of disabled individuals. He helped legalize mass murder through bureaucracy. Although arrested post-war, he was never fully prosecuted due to his health. He died in 1981, having largely escaped justice. Max Täubner was a Waffen-SS officer whose unit documented mass shootings of Jews in graphic detail. His photographs were so disturbing, even by SS standards, that he was court-martialed for bringing dishonor to the SS, not for the killings. He was sentenced to a brief term in a labor camp and returned to civilian life, a murderer who faced barely a slap on the wrist. Walter Rauff developed mobile gas vans, trucks retrofitted to kill prisoners using carbon monoxide. Thousands died in these mobile death chambers. After the war, Rauff fled to South America and found refuge in Chile. Despite efforts to extradite him, he died a free man in 1984, never facing a courtroom. History remembers the tyrants but often forgets their lieutenants. These 10 names, once obscure, played pivotal roles in one of history's darkest chapters. They remind us that the machinery of evil is fueled not just by leaders, but by willing hands at every level. Remember their crimes, speak their names, honor the dead through truth. If these stories moved you, please like, share, and subscribe. This channel is dedicated to exposing hidden histories and ensuring that truth endures. Until next time, stay vigilant and stay informed.